thank you for having me here today. I know we have a lot to talk about. You're one of the most talked about political things right now in Europe, and I understand the importance of it and the timeliness of it. And so I just appreciate you meeting me here today.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you for having me. And,
My, it's my
I
honor.
appreciate it.
Quick introduction. You are the center. You are at the center of one of the most talked about political events in Europe right now. You ran as an independent nationalist candidate who unexpectedly stirred up a political storm in Romania. The first round of voting, you won with 23% of the vote. On December 4th, the U.S. expressed concerns over Russian involvement in cyber activities influencing this election. On December 6th, the Romanian Constitutional Court annulled the results due to allegations of the Russian interference with zero evidence. You are known to be a man of the people, and you are a believer in Jesus Christ, from what I understand. And so before I start, I found a verse that I thought was very fitting for what you're going through, what the U.S. is going through, and what the world is going through right now. It's Ephesians 6:12. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in heavenly places.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Just one mention that independent, yes, but dependent by the Romanian people. I am for the working class. I am for the working families. I am for to foster the domestic economy and to don't depend about others. But looks that it is wrong for the oligarch system. Which, by the way, in order to start, to be very clear, I am not a political correct person. And I am against, or I am anti-oligarch system. I am anti-woke. I am anti-LGBT. And let's be very clear, we are with God and we are for our land. And this have to be for all the countries around the world, not only for Romania. If it's a signal for Romania, it's great. But in any case, we have to be free men, free people, as the God blessing us from the very beginning. But looks that the oligarch system, which already they lost, they didn't know yet, or they know that they don't want to realize that this happened, what is happened.
I think they know.
We dance, I am telling you, Sean.
I think they know.
We are dancing now.
You know, I've seen a lot of similarities from what I've gathered in with this election that's happening in Romania right now, also with the 2020 election in the United States and the election that we just went through. And so I know you have a limited time and you're a busy man. And so I want to start with, what are the allegations against you?
You know what? Lies rush. Truth waits. Always. Because we cannot do a changement if we are not say the truth. The truth is the most important part of our life. And all this stuff are related to his interference from Russia, which doesn't exist. I have no any relationship myself. And besides, there are zero proofs in general what they are talking about.
How do they think Russia interfered? What are they saying?
They are saying that they interfere, but they don't explain how. Important is they don't, even the former president, Iohannis, had an interview in December. And the journalist asked him exactly as you asked me now. And he said, we have no proofs. We have just, we suspect, we have suspicion.
So there was a very broad
Very broad
statement.
statement. Yeah.
No specifics.
No
just you
specific.
believe that
Even
there was Russian
in the Bucharest court where we had, I mean, they have no evidence.
Did this stem from the Biden administration?
Yeah, I mean, what I want to say is from the beginning that the second round of elections was illegally and unconstitutionally cancelled. They stolen the vote of the people. New elections, or they are talking now, are fraud, even bigger, right? And the Romanian people are aware that was a coup d'etat order from abroad and implemented by Romanian oligarchs. Because I want to underline the most important sentence of our conversation today. They are alert about the word peace because they need war. And from early beginning, now and forever, I am the person for peace. I am the president of peace. And all my campaign was for peace. And I said, we don't need war. We need just peace. And when they ask me different, let's say, legacy media, we sometimes, they prefer the lies instead of truths. I said, yes, I shall stop in the first second any contribution from Romania for this war.
Who are some of these oligarchs in Romania? What do they do?
You know, the system is everywhere. The system is in civil servants. It's is a system. They are in a network made by Soros from early beginning of 90.
From Soros?
George Soros, yeah.
George Soros that just got the...
With the same situation as he made everywhere. And was civil society destroyed totally from 1990. And I wish to be very clear that in the first minute, when I shall be official president, the Soros network in Romania will be banned. Banned. Because did a lot of damage for our country and for our people. A lot. A lot. Significant. I'm telling you. And it's not only for Romania. And by the way, this situation which they made now, they set a dangerous situation, you know, a dangerous precedent, not only for Romania, for the whole world, and most special for the United States, because I know, and I was trained, and I received the massive constructive education in the United States. I remember very well in 1992 when I was first time in the United States. I remember with, in the area of environment, which is my background, but I learned about the strong idea of Thomas Jefferson, of Lincoln, of Washington. What does mean the democracy? What is democracy today? They installed the dictatorship with this situation. And again, they set a dangerous situation, a dangerous precedent for what will happen next in the United States. Because they don't understand, Washington particularly today, or a new administration, that this could be a wave, very dangerous for all of us. It's not only for Romania. Our dialogue today is not only for Romania, honestly speaking. You are here because you are aware, as we changed some words before our interview, that the situation is terribly dangerous everywhere. And particularly exactly in the country where we are looking, all of us, for the big changement, for the freedom, for the real democracy. I mean, after so many years, we arrive in the point that they impose the dictatorship. And this is very dangerous because, again, it's a precedent for all of us, for the whole world right now. Yes, a lot of people, including Romania, they are looking for January 20. But I don't know if we shall arrive to January 20 and all of us will be happy on that. The only thing which I can guarantee today to you is what's happening in Romania is one very important step. The people are together. We are one. And this is very important. Because the people, they realize what is going on, and they realize the situation, and they realize that the system was exposed, his corruption. This is extremely important for us. Of course, this is not justice, not only Romania. Justice doesn't exist in any country.
When is the last time that Romania had a president that wasn't under the influence of oligarchs in the deep state? Has there ever been?
This was started already in 1990. So 1989 was a coup d'etat together with a revolutionary act from the people, the true believers at the time, okay? But in fact was a coup d'etat. And Soros network particularly, they stolen the country immediately. And we arrive today with zero capacity in order to produce our domestic economy. And in general, the people are so, it's another country, another Romanian country is abroad, which is, of course, it's very dangerous and it's not good for us. So it's one country outside, one country inside. Mm-hmm. And it's not, they don't left for good. They left Romania because they need decent work and they need a dignity, you know.
When it comes to the allegations against the Russian influence in the election process right now, I just want to ask you, man to man, have you had any contact with Vladimir Putin?
No, zero, absolutely zero.
Is anybody in your campaign that you're aware of?
Nobody. Important is particularly myself. I have no relationship, no contacts, no communication. Just, I know like you from the TV, this is all. But in any case, important is that nobody ask official them. I mean, in a sense, those guys which they accuse us, I'm speaking about the Romanian side, they didn't ask the Russian embassy or official, let's say, conversation with them. What is going on here? No. And is zero evidence. So from my side, as I said, it's zero contact. From their side, no evidence. So everything which is going on today in the whole world is because is Russian influence.
Seems to be the commonality.
So exactly, it's like meat.
They did the same thing against President Trump, and that wound up being being a hoax.
Exactly. So don't forget that in the allegation from Trump before, it's absolutely equal with what I received. It's just they changed Trump with George This is all. But in fact, they are the same.
When it comes to the Russian-Ukraine war, do you lean towards the Russian side? Do you have a stance on that? What would you like the outcome to be?
So first of all, you cannot put weapons before dialogue. Doesn't exist dialogue. And it's just, the war has his invisible side because behind the war is head of snake, which is a financial banking system. They need, as I said to you before, they are alert of the word peace because they need war. Because war doesn't mean a lot of influence and money, and in general, the objective are the natural resources. We have problems, a lot of problems as country, not only from now, from the history. Why? Because we are rich as country. Very rich country is Afghanistan. Very rich country is Ukraine. Extremely rich country is Russia. There are a few countries very, 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 very rich. Look Africa. Why Africa is like this? Because it's very rich. In fact, as continent, of course, is very rich, but all the countries are very rich in Africa.
I know that there is a lot of Russian and Chinese influence in
Right
all
now.
of Africa
Right now.
because of those resources.
Those are resources, exactly. But the side is that they give to them the chance to be free, as before the colonialist regime. You know what they did. The slavery is very, very present today. It's not abolished.
So when it comes, I just want to ask my question: are you pro-Russia in the Ukraine war? Yes or no?
I am pro-Romanian.
You're pro-Romania.
I don't care what is going on there.
You
It's not
just
my
want
business.
peace.
It's not my business. How you can have a war in the middle of Europe? Just think about that. It's a crazy time. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I was trained for diplomacy, for dialogue. I mean, we have all the capacity in a dialogue to discuss about peace. Nobody needs about peace. I understood, or I had a number that United States and together with Europe, till now, they invest more than 300 millions in this war. Could be wrong, could be right, I don't know. But anyway, looks that is most probably that. So how you can do with this money in the moment when you have more than 25% of the whole world is under the level of poverty, which is below $2 per day. Okay? Have you been sometime in Africa?
I have been to Africa.
I have many times, 8 years. And I know the situation there. They invest in both sides and they fight. What does mean this for this third millennium? Where we arrive as people, as human beings, besides our national countries and our nationalism and our freedom, the most important is we are very, very close to lose the humanity from us. And this is my way with my people. Again, I'm not pro-someone. I'm not pro-American. I'm not pro-Chinese. I'm not pro-Russia. I'm not pro-Ukraine. I'm just pro-Romanian. But I'm pro-humanity. This is the most important part of my campaign and my way.
Would it be fair to say you're just totally indifferent to the Russia-Ukraine situation? Your only concern is you don't want Romania involved.
Could be more specific, like
You just don't want Romania involved in the Russia-Ukraine
yes,
conflict.
yes. I don't want to involve my country there. It's not our war. It's we have to take care about our land, only about our land, about our welfare, about our families. I wish, and I definitely, I have to be a president who take care about the children, to take care about the families, and to take care about the peace inside. The peace for the whole world comes from our peace, from us, from inside us. It comes from here. But what the legacy media is doing is exactly what is not truth. And this is the main important point. I mean, who has a first power in the world? I'm telling you, legacy media. And this is a very, very dangerous situation. Because if you are speaking or if you are writing because someone behind you pay you, exactly as Trump said, follow the water.
You know, I think that the world is on the precipice of a media revolution, and legacy media every day is losing more and more credibility.
Legacy media, yes.
The media landscape is being revolutionized by podcasts like this.
Indeed, indeed. And moreover, it's the people, they have to recognize what's happened in Romania, because Romania made act of that, of dignity, of honor, which not exists too much spread in the world today. So the Romanian people, they are looking for the dignity of human being. They are looking for the dignity of our country. To wait the respect, you have to respect first yourself. You know, and it's not secure for any person today in the world because it's not a code of morality. Doesn't exist. And for this reason, I said what is happening now in Romania, and there's no reaction from abroad, in special from the United States. They don't understand what is going on here, because if they use Romania as a door for war, what would be next? So first of all, they kill the democracy. They install the dictatorship. Would be a precedent, as I said, for the whole world, and especially for the United States. Because all the people, they are looking for the changement, which President Trump will arrive soon. How can do that if it's not reaction exactly to the main important door for the democracy and of the situation which is today? I mean, again, this was happening the last year in December 6th, when they canceled, as I said, the second round of election. And they definitely installed the dictatorship in Romania. So today, it's quite more than 1 month, no reaction. I can understand the situation, official, to be recognized, to be officially installed, but even that, you can have a reaction. No reaction. And this is also, I said, for the Romanian people, it's important because we expose the corruption of the system. with this situation. And we expose the corruption everywhere because I said the Romanian people, I said in the early beginning, it's aware of the fact that it was a coup d'etat, exactly as I said, order from abroad and implemented by the Romanian oligarchs. European Union is totally for this war. We are not. It's not our war. It's not our problem. Again, we are looking just for peace. I don't want to see one man, one young man, to be involved in this situation.
I think a lot of people agree with you on that.
Exactly.
I want to move to your campaign. It's my understanding that your campaign did not require a lot of money, a lot of capital. You don't trust the legacy media, and you took to social media. What we saw in 2020 during the Trump-Biden election is Mark Zuckerberg completely deplatformed President Trump. He wasn't allowed to use any social media platforms. Jack Dorsey kicked him off of Twitter. I believe even Google also deplatformed him. Are you experiencing any deplatforming or censorship on any of your social media campaigns?
Sean, first of all, the social media was used by all the politicians, correct? Everywhere. I mean, it's not myself first. But in our specific case, our campaign used zero budget because this was my wish. In order to foster and to foster the Romanian people for the future and for our real democracy and freedom. This was my decision, no budget for that. So the narrative changed the situation, my narrative, not the social media. Social media was just a network in order to roll the narrative, the ideas. Yes, indeed. But this was made by 100,000 people. I was not involved on that. I made this just with a few people, was just a few team, a small team. And we spread this. And I said, do what you want. If the people, they invest themselves, it's not my business. I don't know nothing. Nothing. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I don't know who made and why they made. So is no any influence of that. Again, zero. We are here and we trust in our land, we trust in God, and this is all which we need. So the problem is, Sean, is you can see also your question, which is normal to give to me, is that the people, they don't realize they could be in other form, this campaign, because simply they remain in their track and they don't believe there could be other solution, other alternative. Why? Could be. Why you have to remain? Because we are not free. For this reason, we are not free in our mind to think that can be another alternative. And we can think different.
How have they shut you down? It's my understanding you won the first round with 23% of the vote. Am I correct on that?
This is correct. After, of course, they stolen a lot. This probably was more than 30%, but
It was more than 30%.
yeah, because we know from our calculation. But in any case, was 23rd, as you said, and I want to mention it early beginning. They put me on the screen with less than 1% until the end of the day.
Wow.
Yeah. So for this reason, I mean, all the calculations for them, they were wrong. totally wrong or manipulate.
What means do you think they'll go to try to stop you? I mean, we talked about how they deplatformed Trump in 2020. This election, we saw two assassination attempts. We've seen false allegations with all kinds of things uh, in Georgia and New York. And so, what are you expecting to deal with as this election kind of resurfaces? From what I understand, they're gonna, is it May? They'll redo the election?
For in this year.
Yes.
Yes. They yesterday they promoted exactly as I said. The new elections are fraud, even bigger than what they made already. Because we discuss about the second round cancel illegally and unconstitutionally. This
How
is the
did they do
point.
that?
Simply like that, by an order.
Are you
Because
experiencing a coup?
Romanian Constitutional Court is something which they made from early beginning in order to help the system, the oligarch system in any situation. Which does mean what they did is finished. If they said our dialogue today, Călin is shown, is wrong, they cancel.
Is Romania in the midst of a coup right now?
Indeed.
That's what's happening.
Indeed. It's a coup d'etat in no shame in front of all the old world. And the problem, Sean, is no reaction. This is just the reaction from our people, of course, from the Romanian people, also from abroad. This is absolutely clear. Everyone in Europe, you have seen also in Canada, and not only, also in the United States. I'm speaking about Romanian people. But no official position. So in other words, what is going on here? We accept the dictatorship. Does mean that even in the United States, they accept this. So maybe tomorrow we can see in front of us that this happens the same dictatorship in Washington. I don't know. So this precedent is very, very dangerous because nobody acts. I ask you how the former president, which is still totally illegal in the position today, how he can have any international meeting or position because he is illegal. The government is illegal. Everything is illegal after the December 6th, the last year. Nobody said anything.
How much of this coup has to do with the NATO base that they're building in Romania right now? From my understanding, this will be the biggest NATO base ever to be built in Europe, 1.5 times bigger than Ramstein Air Base.
I understood also this.
10,000 troops.
I understood. Which, by the way, they are not Romanians. So probably they had a plan before, and the Romanian people, they changed their plan. And for this reason, they put a constitutional court to stop and to cancel the second round. Because, again, I was and I am, and I shall be forever, for peace. Why you have to have war? Why you have to... We don't need war. This is my point.
What will the implications of Romania be if the NATO base goes to completion?
Will be a way for a dangerous situation of democracy in the United States. This is a main important point.
I would think there would be major implications for Romania too if Russia decides to strike that base.
It's true, but also for the United States, because from United States we are looking for the democracy. This is a point which I said to you. And here we are, exactly on this point, that the situation and the whole system of democracy is affected everywhere today. Looks what's happening in Canada. It's a wave of changement, and the real people, as President Trump, they don't realize what is going on here, what is happening in Canada, what is happening in Austria, what is happening in France, you know very well, in Germany, by the way, in Europe. Okay, I can understand that each country has its own problem and not easy to manage, especially the debt, correct? The debt, the loans we did before. We discussed in the United States about 35 trillions debt, which is not easy to be managed. I can understand, even for us. But still, it's a problem of human being communication. It's a human being, part of this life related to his God. If in the note of $1 is we trust in God, is real or not? This is my question for Washington. We trust in God. We trust in Romania, for sure. Otherwise, we cannot arrive here. We don't arrive here without that. God made us to arrive here in this point. And for sure, we shall continue this way of dignity. But have faith, Sean. And exactly here we are today. You have or you don't have faith. This is the main important point of our dialogue today. And this is my message. You trust or not in God, because here is it's a spiritual level. This is absolutely clear. And it's not just a matter of, let's say, economic situation, which I can understand, but it's not. It's nothing more than that. We are here in an historical situation for a big shift after 2,000 years of, let's say, of no real democracy, especially in the last 100 years. Romanian people, we don't play games. We are very the last 100 years. Romanian people, we don't play games. We are very, very straight for our dignity and for our honor. And we are totally convinced and commit to continue for the dignity of us, of human being, beside anything else. Otherwise, does mean that what you are doing in this world, why you arrive here, it's a question. Why we are here, for what purpose, what is our way, why you arrive special in this time, no 100 years ago.
Major decision point.
Yeah, but we have to recognize the consciousness we have to conduct us.
Could you be a little bit more specific as to the consequences to the United States if the NATO base does go to completion?
Very good question. NATO, based on its own constitution, is a defensive organization, correct? This, everybody is knowing that. Perfect. For this reason, we as people, even for European Union, even for NATO, we are totally agree, and we like to be like that. It's fine. Again, it's fine. But in the moment when you change the constitution and you want to be offensive organization, it's change the game in the middle of the game, change the rules. And here we cannot accept this point, because if they change the rule and NATO becomes an offensive organization, that means that it's not anymore NATO, correct?
Correct. That's where I
And
thought
this
you were
is
going
a
to go.
huge influence for United States, special today with the war in Ukraine, because Zelensky won the PR war, but Putin won the real war. This is a difference. And the legacy media, they are talking about other things, which is not the truth. For the reason I said in early beginning to you, lies rush. The truth waits.
So this NATO base, just to be clear, the biggest NATO base ever to be built in Europe is going to be constructed to conduct a major offensive into Russia.
Exactly, this is a word, offensive, which is wrong way. And we cannot accept this. Simple as that. Because it's not our business. It's not our war again. We have no, how I can say, it's not evidence. There doesn't exist evidence on that. Why we have to be involved on that? We have not reason to do that. And again, you cannot change the rules during the game.
If you do win the presidency here, will you reconstruct the Romanian government? How much we have to, how much of the government is corrupt?
all
All of it.
of them.
How will you reconstruct that?
It's very simple. Very simple. You don't have to do something specific for that. But for sure, in the moment when the productive property is spread everywhere, that means you spread the power to each citizen. You got my point? Because each of them will be free. He has the capacity to produce profit with his own hands, and the state help him, because the private property is a key element. And here I am, exactly as Thomas Jefferson made. I don't invade the wheel, I'm telling you. I learn from our predecessors, as Thomas Jefferson was. For me, it's an absolute ideal one. And here we discuss about how we can spread the productive property, how we can spread the power to the people in order to produce goods and value added. And we don't sell just the natural resources like that. We sell value added. You don't sell the timber. You sell the chair, or you sell you understand, the furniture.
You sell the products made from the resources.
Exactly. So this does mean that in the moment when you empower your people to produce and to foster the domestic economy, the country immediately, they clean the corruption. Because the corruption now dictates, what dictates? Dictates the process. And in the moment when they dictate this, the big fish eat the small fish. And it's finished. I mean, the domestic product, the domestic people, they don't have any word to say. The farmers in Romania, they are under the dictatorship of the oligarch system. So and this was my plan, my program, food, water, and energy, exactly as Kennedy spoke in the United States, even Trump. Kennedy was very specific. We have to change the agriculture. We have to give real food to our children because we are sick as a nation. Except this is happening, but my program was more or less more specific on that. Food, water, and energy. We produce food, good quality of food, natural food, water, good quality, energy. We have all the energy is necessary. Why you have to import energy? This is a very, very basic things which we have to do. So in other words, we change the situation, change the economic situation. This is a big changement which we have to do. So we don't change the people, we change the system. You got my point.
I get your point. What kind of energy? How are you going to expand energy?
We have a lot of water,
Hydro.
hydro. So first of all, hydro is top. We have oil, a lot. Of course, now it's not ours. It's to others, to Austrian or to others. But this is not everything can be reshaped and can be changed. But we have hydro, we have oil, we have coal, a lot. So we have everything. So we can be the main exporter of energy in the region, by the way, the main exporter of the region. We have gas, a lot of gas, including in the Black Sea. So we, as I said to you, our problem is our richness. We have problems now because we are very, very rich. And this is a problem.
If you do become the president, will you have the power to stop the construction of the NATO base?
I have the power to install the peace. This is for sure. The people, and in general, the entire international world, they have to recognize the peace, not the war. We don't need war. It's absolutely a crazy things which we are doing today in all the countries. Speaking about any country, if you wish, whatever country you choose, in Europe, China, Russia, United States, why you need this? No, I ask you, why? Why we need? If we can cooperate, we have just one planet, which give to us everything, can cover all the needs which we are looking for. But for sure, cannot cover one, our greed. If we trust in God, why we need war? I ask you. I ask you personally today. Why? If we said we trust in God, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Even in a note of $1 is so, no? We trust in God. Why you need war?
Well,
For what? Because we can cover all the needs.
you would have to take away greed.
This is a point. So the greed will be end in the moment when, exactly as I said, on the economic dimension, as a distributed system, as a sovereignty of the people, because this I'm looking for, in the moment when each of them has power, each, not few of them, each. In the moment when the private property is strong and private productive property is strong, which does mean he has the tools, he has everything in order to, each person, to produce himself whatever he wants, or to construct whatever he wants. You understand my point? Small and medium enterprise, this is the most important. Romanian entrepreneurs, to be strong, the country will be strong. If we discuss about oligarchs, they are strong. Of course, they destroy the Romanian entrepreneurs because they control the market. The market is not free. The market is control. It's a market controlled by the oligarch system. They control the price. In the moment they control the price, they destroy the domestic product. So the market, the price of the market have to be free. Free. Free does mean free, no other things. So it's very easy. So for this reason I said, we don't need war. if we have all the things which we need? Why we have to have war? Okay, we can understand what's happened 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 500 years ago. We can understand 1,000 years ago. Yeah, until the moment when all the states, they arrive to the point and, okay, we can understand the construction of the states. But right now, in the third millennium, what is the role, I ask you, of United Nations in this war, in this sense? I left United Nations for this reason, because I know the reason why they built United Nations in 1945 for one simple goal, peace. We don't need any more war. This was the goal and was not anymore. Until today, we are more than 1,000 wars everywhere and conflicts. What is the role of United Nations? I ask. From 1945 until today, tell me what was his role? If the main important role, peace, was not accomplished, does it mean that me, you, as citizen, which already we pay from, correct, from our budget to United Nations via our countries, because this is a rule. Each country make a contribution to United Nations. You, me, everybody. How can reflect our contribution? The peace. Zero. Because they installed the war everywhere. Where is United Nations, tell me, in Ukraine today? Or in relationship with Russia? Why United Nations is not in Moscow today or in Kiev to discuss about this? Why? Why is not?
I think it's pretty clear because they don't want it.
Why Washington is not in front of that?
Because they want the war.
I told you from early beginning. For this reason, they canceled the second election with me and with Romanian people, because I said peace. This is the main purpose. So we have to be aware, and through you and through other leaders like you, who you trust in God, to reflect that we are in a very dangerous situation, because we have in Europe particularly, Sean, we have no leaders. We have just power holders and puppets, as in Romania is today. It's a puppet. Of course, it's controlled by an oligarch system. He's not a leader. Leaders are few, very few. And they trust in God, and they take care about our people. I hope President Trump, I am very clear, to be a leader. I hope to be a leader.
I think a lot of people hope that.
I hope to, until the first day. In the first minute, not first day.
Yeah. When the election resumes, we have to start from the first round again.
It's difficult to accept this. Almost impossible. Because new elections are fraud even bigger. We are looking for the second round, and we are looking that before 20, I hope, or after 20, in the first day, President Trump to give a wise signal to all world. But besides, we are Romanian people alone with God. So we continue our way, like already we start, for our dignity, for sure that.
Well, Mr. Georgescu, I really appreciate you being here. And I can tell you're a great human that cares a lot about your people.